What's up, Yins? Welcome back to CarDadBill. This week we're in Ocean City, family vacay time, and what better vehicle to take on a vacay than a 21 Volvo XC90 Inscription T8 Recharge. That's the plug-in hybrid version. This car's sweet. Took a drive down. Let's go for a drive. So for starters, look at this thing. Look at this thing. Really, really nice looking SUV. Large, 7-passenger, can hold almost everybody. 21-inch wheels. This is the plug-in, so there's a plug-in spot up front here. That's where the charger goes. Still have a gas tank back here as well. The car's a little dirty. The ride down got it a little bit dirty. It's okay. Sharp exterior. Again, no bumper. We're losing bumpers on all these different cars. These lights are always on. These running lights are always on. Really sharp, smooth. I like the wide stance too. And I love the Thor's hammer LEDs up front. You can't beat that. And you know it's the Volvo when you see it. There's cameras everywhere. Cameras up top. But you gotta love the wide stance, and man, does it ride nice. Let's go inside. All right, guys, we're inside the Volvo. We got our different screens going on up here. Now, pardon the dirt and the debris. I mean, we're on a road trip, so the interior is not as clean as it should be. Nonetheless, still as nice as it should be. Look at the different materials. You have the stitched leather, the wood grain, the aluminum, the soft. I mean, it all comes together and it's just gorgeous. You can see. Suede on the pillars, suede on the headliner. I mean, look at the door. Look at how everything comes together. The wood grain follows all the way around. Down here, this stuff all closes up. But obviously we have so much stuff in here right now. There's your drive mode, start, stop. Look at this jewel-like gear selector. I mean, you tap it into gear, you tap it into battery, or engine braking, up to the reverse, push the button for park. I mean, and then you have this super high definition rear view camera. Sick. It's just a dope interior, really nice steering wheel, super assisted steering in these cars. We'll go over that in a second. B&O sound system. Up here, this thing, you can swipe to get to your different settings. You can also use home to go back, swipe this way, swipe up and down. When you pick your station, station comes up. This is your volume. No volume on the steering wheel. This is your cruise control, your distance, voice, information display, and then your directional pad for that. But up here, you can touch for your temperature and for your vents. Everything's really easy to access, and you always go back to home. When I plug my phone in, this comes up as the CarPlay. Up here is where you get to your sound system. Sound. Always want to know where that's at. But let's go for a quick ride and talk about the Volvo. All right, so we're going a little unorthodox this week with the review. Gotta be a little quicker since we're on vacation. Kids are waiting to go to the beach. Figured I'd stop real quick and get you guys a rundown on this Volvo. And I have a couple notes here that I'll reference while I'm driving. But really the big thing that I want to go over with this Volvo is its technology and the way that it brings it all together and makes this thing work really well. XC90 Volvos are always going to be working well. They're always going to be one of the top end SUVs for families out there. They're expensive, rightfully so. They're packed with technology, packed with luxury, packed with style. I mean, they're just great SUVs all around. Personally, the 2-liter twin turbo, or the 2-liter turbo and supercharged engine gives me anxiety. I don't know if it's, its longevity is probably something to question more so than anything else, because obviously its performance is there. But just a couple facts on this one, this 21 Volvo. It's the Recharge. It's the T8 Inscription Recharge. So you plug it in, it gets you 20 miles of all electric range. That means you're driving like a Tesla for 20 miles or so. And then it switches to hybrid. And the gauges in this car are magnificent. The way that the hybrid system and the gasoline system are seamless, but it also shows you how it's doing that while you're driving real time, is fantastic. The way the battery assists the car in acceleration when you need it is fantastic. It drives really well. It behaves really well. That 2-liter turbo with the battery, the 11.6 kilowatt battery, those two come together and produce a combined output of 400 horsepower and 472 pound-feet of torque. So that's a lot of power for a vehicle this size. It's actually the right amount of power for a vehicle this size. Driving it down here to Ocean City was fantastic on the highway, especially with the adaptive cruise control and the pilot assist. You can really just, you can cruise along really efficiently and not have a lot of wear and tear on your feet holding the pedal in and whatnot. You set the cruise control and you kind of just steer through traffic. It's really fantastic. This is equipped with the E all-wheel drive system as well. So, when you have some issues with traction, it'll definitely step in for you. 55 mpg, that's the average with the two motors together. And then there's a 27 mile per gallon average for just the turbo. And now I was getting anywhere between 35 and 55 on the way down here to Ocean City, and I was fully charged, fully gassed up when I left my house. So it's an efficient vehicle, that's for sure. Two things about this vehicle that I want to talk about that you should remember if you remember nothing else about this. One is the ability for these car companies to bring all this technology together. You have the hybrid drive, you have the plug-in portion, you have the gas electric hybrid of engines. This car does it so well that's the first thing you need to understand, is the drivability of this vehicle in traffic, in suburban roads, on highway roads, is flawless. You're never going to notice that it's a hybrid. You're never going to notice a loss of anything. If anything, you're going to notice how smooth and you just float down the road. It's fantastic. The second thing I want to mention about this is the luxury that's added to this. So not only do you have this, fantastic technology of hybrid technology to get you the best mileage you can, but you also have the luxury of this vehicle and the way they stack the materials, and they have the suede, and they have the wood grain, and they have all these different things, and they bring it all together to this package that's just massaging seats. Driving down to the beach in this thing with my kids is fantastic. The sound system's fantastic. The cruise control's effortless. The motor works so well and it's so efficient that you're getting high numbers on the highway, mileage-wise. I got down here on one tank. It's pretty nice. Most cars you have to fill up at Breezewood, or you get some more gas just to make sure you had enough. I could have drove all the way to the hotel, which is 324 miles, just right there, and had a considerable amount of gas left over. Just a great vehicle. I guess the downside on this is obviously the sticker price. Now for a car like this, I don't personally think it's a bad investment to have something this nice. If you want a luxury SUV that can carry most of your family, if not all your family, you can plug it in and have an electric car for a little bit. $81,000 is an expensive price tag, but you're also getting a lot of vehicle for that. So you have to think about that too. So it's a quick one this week. Thanks for joining me again this week. CarDadBill signing off. Real cars, real people, for real life. When I take the kids down to the beach, I will see you guys next week.